Alhamdulillah, assalatu wassalamu ala rasulihil kareem. Amma ba'ad, fa'uzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair wa bika nasta'inu ya fattahu ya fattahu ya fattahu. Allahumma faqihna fid din. Ameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope and pray that you all are doing good, inshallah. In this lesson, lesson 74, you are going to learn different uses of Sarf word forms. So different word forms you already learned from Sarf. So there are some words are af'al, past tense, present tense, active, passive. Some are ism. So these are the different word forms you already have learned in the Sarf studies. Whether you were doing the regular Sarf of Sulasi Abwab, ثلاثي مجرد أبواب or مزيد فيه or special surf like أجواف مثال or ناقص. So whatever surf you have been doing, but you are doing all these word forms, right? So there are six forms of أفعال. Past tense, present tense, active and passive. So these are four, and then commanding and forbidding. And and you also learned there are different forms of ism also there. So the idea word which are masdar. Then you have ism file, the doer form, the someone who does the action, and then ism maf'ul, someone on which the action is done, or the recipient of you can say the recipient of the action. And ism zarf is the time or place where the action happens. You also learn other word forms too, like ism ala, the tool, instrument, and you also learn ism tafdil. So these are different word forms, but our today's topic is um, learning how these words are used in a sentence, what role they play in the sentence. So what different status or roles these words take in the Arabic sentence. So for example, just for the introduction, you have few Arabic sentences in front of you, right? So at-talibu ja'alisun. At-talibu ja'alisun. So the student is sitting. So over here, at-talibu is mubtada and jalisun is khabar. Jalisun itself is which word form? Ism file, right? So ism file on the pattern of fileun, this is ism file. So if you translate it like word to word, if you do the word to word translation, then the student is the one who sits. Is the one who sits. Jalisun means because this is ism file, so is the one who sits. But because it is coming as khabar, so in Arabic, it is translated as, or it is perceived as the student is sitting, because the ism file is coming in the sentence as a khabar. Ism file is the role in the sentence is as a khabar. So the student is sitting. The same way, al mudarrisu waqifun, the teacher is standing. Waqifun again, fa'ilun on the pattern of fa'ilun, this is ism file and it is coming as khabar. So the word form is ism file. Okay, the word form or sigha is ism file, but it is coming as khabar. Role in the sentence or position in the sentence is khabar. The same way, al-babu maftuhun, the door is open. Maftuhun, it has a passive meaning that someone opened it, right? So maftuhun is maf'ul, it's a sigha, is maf'ul. So that's why we are is maf'ul coming as khabar. So al-babu maftuhun, the door is open. The same way, al-mikwatu maksurun, the iron is broken. So over here again is maf'ul coming as khabar. So role in the sentence is that of a khabar. That's why that's how the translation is done. So this was just the introduction that how ism file and ism maf'ul are coming, but the role in the sentence was as a khabar, right? So this is chapter 12. This topic that we are doing today is chapter 12 in Dream textbook, and we what just the introduction that I already did, that you have learned different forms of siga, different forms of af'al, different forms of ism, right? So now let's see how under how many headings we are going to learn this chapter. Okay, so this is the uses of different sigat or isti'malatus sigat, uses of different word forms. So let's see, like in your book, this lesson is done in under three headings. Okay, first is the words that act like sifa. Okay, So when they come in the sentence, they act like sifa. Like the words when come in the sentence, they are sifa, and there is a mawsuf for that sifa. Okay, so they come in the segment in the fragment of mawsuf sifa. Then another heading that you are going to learn, another way you are going to learn is words that act like fail. And what is the function of fail? Fail tells you the action, and grammatically, what are the characteristic of fail? Fail should have a file in the sentence, right? A doer in the sentence. And fail sometimes also take maf'ul bihi, the object on which the action is done. So uh, some of the words like ism file and ism maf'ul, in some sentences they take either the doer or the maf'ul bihi or the object. The same way the ism masdar can also act as a fail. Why? Because you will see, not ism masdar, not ism masdar, it is masdar, masdar, not ism masdar, ism masdar, just masdar. So ism file, ism maf'ul, and masdar. Okay, they can act like fail, and when we are going to do the example, you will see how they act like fail. Okay, the third heading is you just saw that masdar can act like a fail. Okay, masdar can act like a fail, but there are other uses of masdar. Masdar can come as maf'ul lahu. Masdar can come as maf'ul mutlaq in the sentence, and masdar can come as tamiz in the sentence. Sometimes masdar can come as hal. So hal is the least number of times masdar come as hal, but maf'ul lahu, maf'ul mutlaq, and tamiz, these are very common uses of masdar form. Okay. So these are the three headings under which today's lesson, we are going to do today's lesson. First, we are going to see what are the words that act like sifa. Okay. So first is, let's see, ism. First, let's take the sifa. Sifa, the sifa words, the words that themselves are adjectives, ism sifa. So obviously they are going to act like sifa, like qawman aminun, or قوم أمين, or any قمر جميل, or غرفة كبيرة, something like that, like موصوف صفة. Okay, كتاب جديد. So you have a موصوف and a صفة. So over here اسم صفة is used as a صفة. Okay, so in موصوف صفة you usually see اسم صفة. Okay, over here the example is أمينة قوما أمينة بالعين nation. Okay, then ism maf'ul can also act as sifa. How? Look, when the sifa has a passive meaning, the ism maf'ul can be used as sifa, like bi'rim mu'attalatin, وبئر معطلة أو وقصر مشيد. So معطلة, this is ism maf'ul. The word form, the siga form is ism maf'ul, but over here it is coming as sifa of bear. Abandoned well, the a well which has been abandoned. So there is a passive meaning. It's maful. The abandonment is done on that well. So uh, this is ism maful, and it is coming as sifa of uh, bear or well. Then kasrim mashid. Kasrim mashid, again mashid is ism maful, and constructed place, palace, constructed palace. Qasr is palace. So qasr is masuf, and mashid, which is ism maf'ul, is coming as sifa. Okay. Sometimes even ism fa'il, uh, it can come as sifa, like abdum mu'minun. Abdum mu'minun, a believing slave, a believing woman. Oh, sorry, a believing uh, slave, or yeah. So abdum mu'minun, a believing slave. Okay. So over here, mu'minun is ism file from family 4, right? Ism file from family 4, and it is coming as sifa of abdun. So that's how, with example, you just saw that ism maful and ism file can also come as sifa, and can be a part of mawsuf sifa fragment. Now the second heading, which is the word forms that act as fail. And as I just mentioned, I mentioned that you know how like what are the characteristics of fail in a sentence. Fail, like by definition, fail is a word which tells you action and time. But how in sentence, how does it behave? Like you see the action word, then you have a doer, you have a file for that, and then you might have maful bihi or maful lahu or other objects, other details about the fail. So if a ism file is there and ism file is taking a doer or ism file is taking a maful bihi, then we can say that ism file is acting as a fail. Are you getting the point? If in a sentence there is a ism file and it is taking mansoob ism as maful bihi, then we can say that it is acting as a fail. Look, and if you just think that ism file has what? One who does the action, right? So you have action in the meaning, and some the doer, like teacher, muallim. So in the word muallim, you have you have the meaning of teaching plus someone who teaches. Okay, so in ism file, the word form ism file, you somehow you have always have action meaning, and then you have someone who is doing that action. So driver in driver is the one who is driving, right? So driving, the action is also there in that word. Sometimes what happens in Arabic sentence, you will see that ism file is there, ism file is there, and then ism file is there, and ism file is taking is followed by mansoob ism, and there is no other reason that the mansoob ism can be there. Like for here, for example, over here, لعلك باخع نفسك أن لا يكونوا مؤمنين. So لعل is harf of nasb, okay, and then ka is attached pronoun which is in nasb status, and this is ismu la'alla. Okay, so ismu la'alla is there, and then there should be a khabar for la'alla. So bakhiyun is khabar, bakhiyun is the ism file, bakhiyun. Okay, perhaps you will kill, and then whom you are going to kill, perhaps whom you are going to kill, nafsaka. So nafsaka, this ism with fatha actually is coming as the maful bihi of baqi'un. The action in baqi'un, killing yourself. Okay, perhaps you will kill yourself in grief that they will not be believers. Okay, so la'allaka baqi'un nafsaka alla yakunu mu'minin. Okay, so over here, this ism file baqi'un is taking a maful bihi. That's why we are saying that this ism file is acting as a fail, because it is taking a maful bihi. Okay, now when ism maful, what happens in ism maful, there's a passive meaning. Okay, so there's a passive meaning. It takes naibul file rather than a file, and usually there is no maful bihi. Okay, so over here you can see in this example, take a look at the following example, and then you notice that majmu'un, which is majmu'un maf'ulun, on the pattern of maf'ulun. So this is ism maf'ul. Word form is ism maf'ul, and this word form is taking an-nasu as naibul file, because it has a passive meaning. Okay, so dhalika yawmun, that is the day, for which lahu for which majmu'un lahun nasu, for which people will be collected. Whom will be collected? People will be collected. So majmu'un is, though is ism maf'ul, but it is working as a fail and taking an-nasu as naibul file. Okay, that's why we are saying that this ism maf'ul is acting like a fail in this sentence, because it is taking a file, rafa ism, as naibul file. Okay, and over here, and wadhalika yawmun mashhud, again this is ism maf'ul, but over here this is mawsuf sifa. Yawmun mashhud, this is mawsuf sifa. Okay. Next is masdar, and masdar can also act like a fail. And in many cases, a masdar and its maful bihi. Its maful bihi translate most naturally as an idafa. Akhzihim. They are taking. They are taking off riba. So they are taking off riba. So akhzihim. Akhzan is a masdar. Akhzan is a. Let me take the marker. Akhzan is a masdar, but over here this is light. Why? Because it is coming as mudaf, and him is mudaf ilayh. Wa akhzihim mudaf ilayh. And riba, why this riba is mansoob? Because it is coming as the maf'ul bihi of akhdhi. Taking of what? Taking of what? Taking of riba. They are taking of riba. The same way, wa aklihim, their consumption, they are eating of what? Eating of what? Amwalan nasi. Amwalan nasi. So this is again mansoob, and this is again acting as maf'ul bihi of akli, their consumption of people's money. Okay, so why we are saying that these masdar are these akli, and akhzi. So why these masdar are we are why we are saying that akhzi and akli are masdar and they are acting as fail? Because there is a mansoob ism which is acting as maf'ul bihi of these masdar. Okay, over here ariba is the mansoob ism for akhzi, and amwalan nas is the mansoob ism for akli. Okay, the same way, فَاذْكُرُوا كَذِكْرِكُمْ آبَاءَكُمْ أَوْ أَشَدَّ ذِكْرًا. So so remember Allah the way you remember your forefathers, or even more intensely. So ka zikri, ka is harf jar, zikri is masdar, and kum is mudaf ilayh. Okay, so ka zikrikum, this is masdar, and whose remembrance? Like you remember whom? Whom do you remember? You remember your forefathers. So aba'akum is acting as a maf'ul bihi of zikri. So that's why zikri, which is masdar, zikran, uh, but it is light because it's mudaf, and it is majroor because it is followed by a harf jar ka. So this masdar is taking a maf'ul bihi. That's why we are saying that over here in this example, in this ayah, this masdar is acting as a fail. Okay. I hope this is clear now. Inshallah, if you have any question, you can ask me in the live session. Okay. Uh, then we have, you just saw that masdar can act as a fail also. But masdar can take other roles, many roles in the sentence. And what are those uses or roles? Like masdar can come as maf'ul lahu. Mostly maf'ul mutlaq, it comes as maf'ul mutlaq, then maf'ul lahu, and then it comes as tamiz, rarely as hal. Okay, so you just recall when we were doing jumla failure. When we were doing jumla failure, you learned different types of mafa'il. Mafa'il, maf'ul bihi, maf'ul fihi, maf'ul lahu, and maf'ul mutlaq. So and hal and mutaliq bil fail. So masdar can mostly can usually you will see come as maf'ul mutlaq, or sometimes maf'ul lahu, and maf'ul fihi, like bukratan wa asila. Bukratan wa asila is like maf'ul fihi when you are going to do tasbih, something like that. Okay, so let's go deeper into the example of masdar that come as maf'ul lahu. Okay, maf'ul lahu is also, maf'ul lahu is also known as maf'ul li ajlihi, and maf'ul lahu tells you why did the action occur, right? In most cases, when you see a masdar in the nasb status in a jumla fi'liya, it is functioning as maf'ul lahu and serves to answer the question why did the action take place. So, and often translates as because of, or out of, or for. Okay, for example, over here, ma darabuhu, they did not draw the comparison. Ma darabuhu laka illa jadalan. They did not draw the comparison except for argumentation. So this jadalan illa jadalan is telling you the reason they draw the comparison, or the reason they gave different examples or come up with different arguments is just for the sake of argumentation. So the jadalan, this masdar is telling you the reason why they were giving example, or they were drawing the comparison. Okay, and then وَلَا تَقْتُلُوا أَوْلَادَكُمْ خَشْيَةَ إِمْلَاقٍ. They do not kill your children except, oh, no, sorry, no, do not kill your children out of fear of poverty. So do not kill your children out of fear of poverty. This thing, khashyata imlaq, is telling you this is masdar, and this is telling you that why the reason why you shouldn't kill your children. So this is the maf'ul lahu. And then maf'ul mutlaq, for these examples we are going to go to the main text. Next is maf'ul mutlaq. And remember, maf'ul mutlaq, the different actions or the uses of maf'ul mutlaq is to emphasize or to describe the action, or telling you the number of times the action happened, right? So maf'ul mutlaq usually comes from the same root letters, like over here, إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا. So over here you can see that these masdar rajjan and bassan, they are coming as maf'ul mutlaq. Why? Because they are putting emphasis. When the earth is shaken violently, and the mountains are crushed to dust. So these masdar, they are adding and emphasizing the meaning of that action. So these masdar are there for like they are doing the action of maf'ul mutlaq. Then over here in this example, inna fatahna laka fatham mubina. So over here, fatahna is the action, and fatham mubina, clear victory. So fatham mubina, this is mawsuf sifa, fathan is masdar. Okay, fathan and mubinan is also masdar. So fathan mubinan, no, this is sift. Mubinan is sift. So fatham mubinan, clear victory. Okay. And over here, وَمَنْ يُطِعِ اللَّهَ وَرَسُولَهُ فَقَدْ فَازَ فَوْزًا عَظِيمًا. So faza is the action, is the fail, and fawzan azima is the describing the action, in telling more about the action. What type of victory? What type of achievement? And certainly, and whoever obeys Allah and His Messenger has certainly achieved a great achievement. The same way over here, وَلَا تَبَرَّجْنَا تَبَرُّجَ الْجَاهِلِيَّةِ الْأُولَى. So tabarrajna, la tabarrajna is the action or commanding fail. Tabarruj al-jahiliyyat al-ula. So this describes what kind of tabarruj, the display of the previous time of ignorance, the way the women used to display in the times of ignorance. So over here, tabarruja is masdar, and it is describing the action. So this is acting as maf'ul lahu. And over here, وَحُمِلَتِ الْأَرْضُ وَالْجِبَالُ فَدُكَّتَ دَكَّةً وَاحِدَةً. And the earth and the mountains are lifted and crushed with a single blow. So this is dakkatan wahidatan. Single blow is telling you that how many times the action will happen. And this is coming as maf'ul mutlaq. Okay. So over here, our lesson is complete. What we did, let me summarize the lesson. We learned how different forms of words can be used in the sentence and what position they take. Okay, so sometimes like we see a sifa, we see a mawsuf sifa, and the sifa word can be there, and sifa word can be a ism sifa, or sifa word sometimes can be a ism maf'ul or ism fa'il. So the words that act like sifa can be sifa themselves, or ism maf'ul or ism fa'il can also act like sifa. The same way, sometimes ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, and masdar these can also act like fail, because when we see in the sentence they are taking either the maf'ul bihi or the fa'il or naibul fa'il. And masdar can act like a fail too, but masdar has other uses too. And masdar can usually comes as maf'ul mutlaq or maf'ul lahu or tamiz, and sometimes very rarely as fa'il. So this is the summary of the lesson. And inshallah, next time, inshallah, we are going to do a short topic of compound ism. So let's conclude the session. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.